So this is the first time I've ever encountered this. So I have heard that if you get the task... Awesome, I'm really happy with Sandy Gas. So I heard that when you get the task of catch a shiny Pokemon, that guarantees a shiny Pokemon in, you know, that pocket. So I was actually really happy that I was able to not only A, get that task so I can get a guaranteed shiny, but also B, that I was able to find it, and C, that it was the Sandy Gas. Because of all the shinies that were, well, of all the Pokemon available in this particular pocket, I am fairly certain that Sandy Gas slash Palo Sand is the one I definitely wanted. Because as cool as Shiny Excadrill is, I'm not a fan of the colors in all honesty. And let's see, what else have I run into? Hippopotas? I don't even know what Shiny Hippopotas looks like. I guess that's a hint for me to get it. First, I gotta actually find that last Pokeball so I can get my research task done. Here we are in hyperspace again. I found myself another shiny. That was easy. You know, I think the only other shiny I've had of the Gumi line was a shiny Hisuian Sliggoo, which I evolved into a Goodra in Legends Arceus. So it's honestly kind of a nice shiny to have found. And you can see that since the last time I checked in, we've made a little bit of progress on the research, emphasis on a little bit. I think we went from 79,000 to 83,000. At least I got the big one. So, okay, I just realized, so I never paid attention to this before. On the right-hand side of the screen, next to the research task, it actually has the, I never realized that it had like a point value for... Damn, I missed it. Dratini's a pain in the ass, but oh well. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I never realized there was individual point values for the different research tasks. I just always assumed it was an equivalent amount for all of them. So good to know that when I start these things, I have a focus I can do. I can just start on whichever one has the most value. So that's good to know. I'm so close to getting the next donut recipe. Oh, my back. Sorry, I'm getting old. Ugh. 3,000 more points, I think, right? Yeah, less than 3,000. So I need to knock out trainers in one hit, defeat trainers, and defeat trainers. So I've been watching a lot of One Piece lately. I'm starting to get there in the anime. So I'm on. Let's see. I got it on. I got it paused right here while I'm doing actual recording. I'm on episode 786. Full disclosure, I watched a dub. I know I'm terrible, but I like dubs better. I like both being able to understand what they're saying at all times, as well as just the fun little stupid things that come from a dub. Like, the way they do some dub lines are honestly hilarious. Because when you realize, oh, they have a version of this in their universe, so I guess that's canon, you know? It's like how in the Pokemon anime, when Ash made that joke about Vikings being from Minnesota, implied that the United States was canon in the Pokemon anime. So, like, there's a bit earlier in the show where Zoro makes a comment about a cannonball being thrown like a baseball, and I'm like, oh. So they have baseball in One Piece. Neat. But anyway, yeah, I'm starting to get there. We just got out of Zoe. We're starting to get into Whole Cake Island. Not gonna lie, I did not really care for Zoe. I'm glad to finally be out of it. Like, it had some good moments, don't get me wrong. The ending kind of really hyped me up too much for it. But I'm really excited for Whole Cake. I just can't wait for Brook to somehow save the day. Just by being himself. But I'm enjoying the anime. I've had a weird history with One Piece. So, like, I was a kid when the dub was being put out in 4Kids. So, you know, I guess that's part of where my love for dubs come from. That's what I'm used to growing up with. Damn. But yeah, I watched the anime up to Skypiea, and I stopped watching Skypiea because I did not care for Skypiea. So then I started reading the manga years later when I was in middle or high school. I can't remember. I would get the manga chapters from my public library. Shit. So I started reading the manga all the way from the beginning, and it was really fun. I had fun reading the manga. And then, I got the Skypiea, and I got bored as hell, so I stopped reading the manga. God, you turned at just the wrong chance. But then, years later, Toonami came back, and they put out One Piece dub again. And they started off at Water 7. Which I was really happy with, because I can't get through Skypiea. Nice! And I've taken some breaks from the anime here or there. But I'm starting to pick it back up. And I'm having fun with it. Crazily enough, my favorite characters are that stupid dude whose name I can't remember, who's like devil fruit powers, he could turn into a raptor, and the zombies, or I guess not zombies, I guess it's the ghost seahorse creature from the end of Water 7, that little bit of filler. I don't even know why I'm fighting these dudes. They don't really give me anything. I guess I'm just trying to find an excuse to keep talking. But yeah, highly recommend One Piece. It's a pretty good anime. It's very daunting to get into, like, from the beginning, because, you know, it's a lot of episodes. My advice, pull up the filler list, skip all the filler. Like, just skip all that guarantee. And if an episode actually bores you, just skip it. If an arc bores you, skip it. Will you probably be a little bit lost? Maybe. But you know, how often are they adding new crew members in arcs that are boring? Like, I feel like they have more hits than misses. But yeah, I guess I'll cut back to when I'm leaving the hyperspace zone. Oh, I thought he was dead. I'm dumb.
Fine work out there. You've accumulated enough data for us to learn all we needed. We now have a recipe for a donut that will allow you to find Rayquaza in Hyperspace Lumios. We also have one more thing to give you. Please, meet us at Hotel Z when you can.
And I'm guessing that one more thing is not some sage advice from Uncle Chan. And if you get that reference, you're a goat. Corbo is coming to Hotel Z again. Please get over here. I am on my way, dude. Chill. You know, a little side tangent I want to go on. Besides One Piece, I've also recently watched the Naruto Shippuden, the last movie. Gotta say, for being the only canon film, I hated it. I just really hated it. Like, if you were to put Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow and Naruto the Last, and I had to choose one to erase from existence for all eternity, it's gonna be the last. I just hate the Otsutsuki, man. Maybe that's why I've not gotten into Boruto yet. I don't know. I just kind of miss when it was just ninjas doing hand signs and killing each other, you know, before all the aliens and descendants of gods and bullshit. Maybe I'm just too nostalgic for my own good. At last, we'll have the recipe. I'll be able to make a donut that will lead the way to Rayquaza. Do we have to wait for Mr. Corbeau? Couldn't we go to the Rust Syndicate and ask them to tell us? Settle down, Ansha. Let's be patient. Though, hang on. Corbeau, is he coming? Felipe is the one who usually shows.
You're getting the both of us. And no, this is not a coffee date.
We're not even at the coffee shop.
Oh. Well, am I not welcome either way?
Hello, Chijamu and Ansha. Perfecting this recipe took the sweat and toil of the entire Rust Syndicate. Please listen closely. To craft a donut properly, its flavor scores must meet or exceed the following values. 120 points in sweet, 40 points in spicy, 340 in sour. Our recipe also calls for at least 40 bitter and 390 in fresh.
We've got a secret ingredient for you too. The donut's color has to match Rayquaza's green, so I've procured the apex of culinary verdure. Bolivia oil.
I don't even want to know how y'all get oil from an Arbolivia. Actually, no, it's Arbolivia, so they actually have the little plants growing off them. So yeah, I guess that makes a bit more sense. I got it confused. For some reason, I thought it was small live, like they were just juicing a bunch of small lives in a vat. Wait, we're using it just because it's green?
Sure. No sense making things complicated. Plus, I'm allergic to green dyes, so this is better. That Bolivia oil will make your donuts so tasty, the experience will be, well, out of this world.
I think you mean out of this dimension.
So this is finally it. Ansha's story is about to reach its grand finale. We'll be cheering you on from our headquarters. Go get 'em.
I can't wait to see your masterpiece, Ansha. I'll be waiting on the roof. I'll do my best. Well, do I have all the donuts I need to make it? Let's try it. Alright, so this is the recipe that I found online. It's got 2 of the chopals, 1 of the Koba, and Colbur, I think that last one? Yeah, 5 of the Colbur. So, let's make it. Order received. Let me get started at once. I'm gonna even let the cutscene play out because it's a special donut. You know, I like that it's the triangle. It reminds me of the, Deoxys Prism. But it also kind of makes me think if Rayquaza was just an Ouroboros just eating its own tail. But I also like the shape of it. It's a neat. I've never, thought of triangular donuts. Wow, Ansha, when we first met you, I never would have guessed we'd end up all the way here.
And now Karina's waiting on the roof to go face your final challenge.
You started us off on this legendary story, Ansha. Time for you to get your happy ending. Ayo, she's a child, Tawny. Chill. Thank you. And Jajambu, too. I know you 3 can do it. Ugh, I am not prepared for a Rayquaza fight. Alright, so I went ahead and swapped in Crabominable and Crocodile for Bell Bottom and Boys, because I feel like they're probably going to be doing the least in a fight against both Rayquaza and Mega Rayquaza. And I figured while I was here, it'd be a good opportunity to show y'all something. In some of my off time, I did a bit more of the ZA Royale. And I was able to get some stuff. Damn it. Not like the ZA Royale, the Link Play Royale. You know what I'm talking about, the online battle feature. That stuff. I don't know what it's called. Damn it. But I got the Baxcalibrite. I didn't know they had that in the game, or I didn't know they had it exclusive to the rank system, but you know, that's that. And I'm pretty sure there was another one I got. And the only reason I remember it is because it's one that I don't have registered to my Pokedex yet. Oh! I think it was the Septolite. I think that's what it was, because I think that's why it's green. I also gave Crabominable the Crabominite, because I've never used it before. Does he have an Ice-type move? He's got Ice Punch, yeah. Alright, there we go. I'm not confident, but I'll hope for the best. It's finally time. Ansha's counting on us. Time to leap into Hyperspace Lumios and find Rayquaza. Let's go already. A good old-fashioned. We're gonna battle Mega Rayquaza, catch it, and make Ansha's dream come true. I mean, I think I'm more interested in getting the swirling green cloud away from the hotel. Because we've established that Pokemon can leave hyperspace, so I don't want that Rayquaza coming out and blasting shit like it was trying to kill Deoxys. This is the Sky Pillar, right? I guess this space is taking the shape of a place related to Ansha's story. Or to, you know, the lore of Rayquaza. I'm gonna get to meet and battle the very first Pokemon that ever Mega Evolved. It isn't just Ansha's dream that's coming true. Mine is too.